Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am in the shop again today. You can see I got this first coat of urethane almost made it to, well, it'd be pretty easy to see. There's just this section right here that has to be done, and then we'll flip the wing over. And once we flip it over, we'll see quickly where we've got to do the other side. It looks like, I mean, we do basically really the majority of it from one side, and then when you flip it, there's just a little bit to do on the other side, and then you have to do a second coat. So, and the second coat seems to go a lot quicker than the first coat. So that's what's going to happen here. I'm going to work on some more urethaning and hopefully get this done. Second coat or first coat on the other side, and then we'll get the aileron down and get that going as well. And then when I'm tired of doing that, I'm gonna start working on putting the fuel lines in. I've got fuel lines to do. I can only go so far with the fuel line until I get the wing back on. I have some idea of where I could take a guess, an educated guess on where the fuel line is going to come out just by putting the tank in here and using these as a reference point. I could sort of figure it out, and I may do that because there's some other things I kind of need to know. But I don't really want to drill the hole in the fuselage yet until I'm pretty confident that I've got that spot like really nailed down. But yeah, but I might give that a shot, kind of using these 2 points as a reference. And because what I believe I can do is if I go through these two, and then I come over to the fuselage and I put a rod or something through the mounting holes, I can then measure along that rod at what distance I'm going to be here, and then I can measure down to what distance I'm going to be here at a 90-degree angle, and blah blah blah. I might be able to figure this out, so I'm going to try. Because I don't have room to actually put the wing on, but it'd be really good if I could figure out where the fuel lines are going to come into the fuselage so I can get that kind of prepared. Okay, but for now I'm going to get my brush, some urethane, and I'm going to keep rolling on this, and then we'll catch up when I move to the next thing. All right, so I've got my tank in here. And I just took an aluminum rod and I put a mark on it on the front end. And what I'll do is that way when I insert it in the fuselage, actually I've got to go I just realized my bracket is actually right here, so okay. So anyway, when I insert it in the bracket in the fuselage, I'll just insert it up to where I hide that black mark right there. And it fits. I tested it already. It fits good in the back. And then I can slip it into the front. And so I've got my
got my hose barb back here in this corner, and I think what that really means is that I can kind of put the hole for where the tubing is going to come out of the side of the wing pretty much anywhere along here. I don't want to get too close to this member right here, because I might risk pinching the hose. It'll be better if it comes forward at a little bit of an angle. So I'm going to test and see, like if I come out there, that's going to put it just behind this member right here, and maybe right in here somewhere. I could probably turn it in a little bit. So what I'm going to do is take my square and I'll just hold it up to the bottom of the rod here until I can locate kind of where that spot is. So I'm going to just take a stab at it and just say it's going to be about right there. So and then what I'll do is I'm just going to take my pen and I'm going to make a mark where my edge of my square is, right there, and then that will help me locate that once I insert the rod in the fuselage, and we'll see where that ends up. And then it's going to be down, I'm going to take a guess, so let's say we're going to come up 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the wing. And then we're going to have a 1/2 inch hole, so 3/4. That'll be the center of it anyway. And that way, when I go down 1/4 of an inch, I'm going to be in good shape. I won't mess with the 1/4 inch member that's down here. So now I can just come in here and I know this sounds like a lot, right? I'm doing a lot of things to come up with this, but that's okay. I think this is my only shot at getting this location without having the wing on, so in case you're wondering what that is, on the other end of that is a ratchet, and it goes all the way back in there. One thing I noticed the other day, and it kind of supports my theory that the wood has a little bit of the moisture's come out of it and it has shrunk ever so slightly, is some of the I can actually turn this nut right here, so that tells me that things have shrunk since the last time I tightened these a long time ago when Parker and I assembled the wing to the fuselage, and they're all that way. So so this, I'm just waiting on Parker to help me get the ratchet on the inside. I just have a ratchet taped to the other end of this rod, this wood rod, and it reaches all the way back in there to the to where those bolts are, and he'll get those positioned for me so that I can go on the outside here and get those retightened. So now I'm going to go put this in, and we're going to go 6 5/8 down from that location, and let's see where we end up. Okay, so now I've got it in the fuselage, and I can see my mark right here. The only thing I think I'm going to be challenged with is how do I see where 6 5/8 actually is, right down here.
That's going to be a challenge, so I'm going to have to rig something up so that I can locate that mark. All
right, let me figure that out real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so I came up with something a little bit better. I'm going to actually use this, and that way I can just set this on the edge and I can rotate it back and find that exact point. So that's going to work a whole lot better. Let's make sure we got the right point. We do. Okay, now we can get this much simpler. This is the left wing, right? Yeah, okay, this is the left wing. All we gotta do is line that up and rotate it. And our mark is going to be right there. Right there. All right, that's going to work. So we'll make the hole there that's necessary to allow ourselves to have a grommet fuel hose to go through, and I believe that's going to be a 1/2 inch hole. And but I'll grab the grommet and I'll grab the grommet and check it out. All right, so I got the grommet in. The fuel hose fits nice and a little bit loose, which is what I wanted. So the only thing that'll need to happen is I've got to hit my location. Just has to be right on. So I'll probably just double check, since I still have my rod in here. Just double check this location and make sure that I'm hitting the center of that. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty close. Pretty close to being right on center. So where I come out of the wing, I'll probably maybe go up one size on the grommet just to make sure that I've got a little bit of play. I won't use the exact same size hole. Maybe I'll go just a little bit larger so that I can guarantee that I hit that spot. Okay, and what that'll do is that'll keep it. This was my first location right here. I moved back quite a ways because I figure I'll figure that out over there. Because what I really wanted to happen was I want to get behind the seat so that when this fuel line comes across, when it comes across here to meet up with the other one, I'm going to end up in a good spot there where everything stays behind the seat until it goes down to catch this this tie off right here. The one thing I I do notice for sure is, based on this location, which is about right here, if I draw a line from there down to here, I don't believe that that triangle allows me any room for my chart holder and everything. So yeah, more than likely I'll end up remaking this because it's just not going to work at that size for that particular location. So something like I can go as far forward as here, but that still puts part of the tubing cutting right through the bottom corner of this right here. So, but that's no big deal. I'll make a new one. And only other place I have for that, which I would not be able to reach in a situation, I think the only other place I have, I don't have a spot forward. I do have a spot over here. It could go up here. I'll see when the throttle cable comes in where that ends up. And I've got no room over here. I definitely have no room over here. Anyway, no big deal. Things are getting a little crowded in here, but everything is where it needs to be. So, yeah, all right. Let's get the, I'll go back to the wing. And I've got a piece that needs to be epoxied in that I actually didn't get epoxied in. So I'll catch up in a second. All right, so thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to stop here for today. And one thing I realized is I actually urethaned this area before I put in. I've already kind of cleaned it out so I can now put my block in, but I've got my stop block that needs to go in here for the rear of the tank, and I've got my forward stop that needs to go in here, which you can see it's this piece here, that piece in the front, and then this piece right here in the back. So we'll get that next time. And everything else went really good. I like that I've got the location now of where the fuel tubing is going to come through. That's really helpful. And yeah, hey, I hope you're all doing well, and we'll keep moving forward here. Good news is we are like almost done urethaning. It'll be like another 20 minutes and I'll have the left wing done, and then it'll just be the aileron, which goes a lot quicker. So, and then next we'll be covering, which will be awesome. Then rib stitching. All right, I'll catch you later.